There are still places on Earth where people vanish chasing gold that might not even exist. Islands watched by naval patrols, mountains inside active missile ranges, jungles hiding the scars of a world war. And yet, every year, new maps get unfolded, new shovels hit the ground, and new names get added to the list of the missing. Tonight, we're going to 5 locations where treasure hunting never really stopped, and the stories behind the fortunes that might still be buried there. From Nova Scotia to the Philippines, these aren't just legends in dusty books. They're ongoing obsessions, with TV crews, court cases, and modern treasure hunters hiking in with GPS and ground-penetrating radar. We'll start in the Arizona desert, where a single lost mine has lured people to their deaths for over a century. East of Phoenix, the Superstition Mountains look less like a hiking destination, and more like a warning. Somewhere in this maze of cliffs and canyons, the story goes, lies the lost Dutchman's gold mine, one of the most famous missing fortunes in American history. The Dutchman wasn't Dutch at all, but a German immigrant named Jacob Waltz. In the late 1800s, Waltz supposedly discovered a gold vein so rich he could chisel nuggets straight out of the rock. He guarded the location obsessively and took most of it to his grave in 1891. On his deathbed, he allegedly gave a few cryptic clues and a hand-drawn map. They weren't nearly enough. Since then, thousands have searched the Superstitions. By some estimates, more than 100 people have claimed they found the mine. And at least dozens have died chasing it, from heat, falls, or simply vanishing into the wilderness. Some versions say the gold belonged to the Peralta family, Spanish or Mexican miners ambushed by Apache warriors, their pack mules spilling gold across the desert. Others link it to a secret Apache mine guarded by spirits that punish trespassers. Today, the Superstitions are a designated wilderness area. Metal detecting is restricted, and you can't legally stake a claim even if you did find something. But every year, new Dutch hunters hike in with satellite imagery, old letters, and YouTube theories, convinced that the next canyon, the next hidden ravine, will finally reveal the mine that no one can prove ever existed. If there were ever a real-world treasure island, this would be it. Off the coast of Costa Rica sits Cocos Island, a remote volcanic rock ringed by cliffs and cloud forest. In the 1800s, this was a favorite hideout for pirates. The most famous legend here is the Treasure of Lima. According to the story, they entrusted this fortune to a British ship's captain, who promptly sailed off and buried it on Cocos Island instead. Since then, Cocos has drawn an almost absurd list of treasure hunters. Modern expeditions have used sonar, magnetometers, and drones to scan the jungle and coastline. Costa Rica eventually turned Cocos into a national park, strictly limiting digging, meaning that even if the treasure is there, you're not allowed to tear up the island to look for it. The result? Theories multiply. Our next treasure hunt takes us into a place where the US Army really does not want you wandering around with a shovel. In 1937, a drifter and doctor named Milton Doc Noss went hunting in the New Mexico desert and climbed a crag called Victorio Peak. Up near the summit, a gust of air from beneath a loose rock revealed a hidden shaft. Reenactment: lantern light in a narrow shaft. Noss crawling down a rope into darkness. Doc claimed that inside the mountain, he found a cavern stacked with gold bars, Spanish artifacts, crates of coins, and even mummified bodies chained to the walls. He said it was a hoard worth billions in today's money, hidden centuries earlier, maybe by Spanish colonists, maybe by a rogue Catholic priest, maybe by Apache raiders caching plunder. Noss didn't exactly behave like a man who had just discovered infinite wealth. He smuggled bars out slowly, sold a few, and guarded the secret. Then, in a bitter feud over access to the shaft, he was shot dead in 1949. The precise entrance he used was blasted shut by a botched attempt to widen it. Then, things get stranger. In the 1950s, the land around Victorio Peak was absorbed into White Sands Missile Range, a highly restricted military testing area. Access became nearly impossible. Decades later, rumors surfaced that the US government had quietly reopened parts of the mountain. Some witnesses claimed to have seen gold being inventoried and moved. Under pressure from the Noss family and others, the military eventually allowed limited joint expeditions, like Operation Goldfinder in the 1970s, but officially, nothing of value was ever found. Today, Victorio Peak is still off-limits to casual explorers. The official story says there's no treasure, But if you believe Doc Nos, somewhere inside that mountain is a sealed cavern that once held more gold than some small countries. Not all treasure legends are about pirates and centuries-old hoards. Some are about the looting of an entire continent and the attempt to hide it when defeat became inevitable. During World War II, the Japanese Imperial Army carried out an operation nicknamed Golden Lily, systematically stripping occupied territories in Asia of gold, jewels, and cultural artifacts. According to the legend, a vast portion of that loot was shipped to the Philippines to be hidden in underground tunnels, caves, and bunkers in hopes of recovering it after the war. The story focuses on General Tomoyuki Yamashita, the Tiger of Malaya. He was tried and executed for war crimes in 1946 and never publicly mentioned any treasure. But over the decades, rumors exploded that Yamashita's gold was still out there, scattered in dozens of sealed sites, protected by booby traps, explosives, and flooded tunnels. Treasure hunter Rogelio Roxas claimed in the 1970s that he found one of these caches, gold bars and a massive golden Buddha statue, which he said was later seized by associates of Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos. His story led to a complex lawsuit in U.S. courts decades later, where a jury did find that Marcos's estate had wrongfully taken assets from Roxas. But the full truth of what he actually found remains murky. For a time, hunting for Yamashita's gold became almost a national obsession in parts of the Philippines. People dug up backyards, tore into hillsides, and risked their lives in unstable tunnels. Even today, new X marks the spot maps and supposed wartime diagrams still surface online. And documentary crews film expeditions in the jungle, chasing rumors of one more sealed shaft. The official stance from historians? Most say the legend is wildly exaggerated, if not outright myth. But in a country where a single gold bar could change a family's life forever, the possibility that some caches were real is enough to keep the hunt alive. And finally, we go to an island that has been dug, drilled, and dissected for over 2 centuries. And somehow, it's still an unsolved mystery and a modern TV show. Welcome to Oak Island. The story goes back to the late 1700s, when a teenager named Daniel McGinnis noticed a strange depression in the ground on this little island off the coast of Nova Scotia. Early diggers found layers of wooden platforms and strange markings, convincing themselves they'd discovered a man-made shaft hiding something enormous. They called it the Money Pit. Since then, generation after generation has sunk money and lives into this spot. What is real is the cost. In recent years, modern treasure hunters, including brothers Rick and Marty Lagina, have brought in heavy equipment, divers, high-tech drilling rigs, and a full-blown reality series, The Curse of Oak Island. They've pulled up centuries-old coins, wooden structures, odd bits of metal and parchment, but nothing that definitively qualifies as the legendary hoard. Is Oak Island hiding a massive treasure? Whatever the answer, the excavators are still there. From the Superstition Mountains, onto a forbidden peak on a missile range, onto jungle tunnels and storm-lashed pirate islands. These are not just stories in old books. They are ongoing projects, obsessions, and sometimes crime scenes. Maybe every one of these legends is overblown, and maybe some of them are total fabrications. But history has a cruel sense of humor. And every once in a while, a diver brings up a gold bar from a shipwreck, or a metal detector pings over a cache of coins. And for a moment, treasure hunters everywhere think, and if it happened there, why not where I'm digging? Until next time, and keep your maps close, your secrets closer, and don't forget to subscribe to Chrono Vault before the next legend surfaces.